Hello, John Talley here with Partzilla.com. Today I'm going to show you how to replace the coolant on our 2005 Honda VTX 1800. Not really that complicated of a procedure. Need to get the fuel tank and the couple of panels out of the way, get the system drained, and then get it refilled and bled off. So let me go grab a couple of tools and I'll show you how to get it done. All right, let's go through some of the tools we're going to need to get this job done. You're going to need a 5 and a 6 millimeter Allen, a couple of different 3/8 extensions, a 10 millimeter socket, 10 millimeter wrench, pair of pliers, decent Phillips, and then a good 3/8 ratchet. Once you've got that together, we can get started. All right, let's go ahead and get the seat out of the way, then we can get the tank off. Just have a couple of 6 millimeter Allens that are hidden right under the edge of the seat, right above where the shock absorbers connect. All right, first, to get the tank off, go ahead and get this rear nut and bolt off. It actually runs all the way through the back of the tank. 10 millimeter on either end. You have to lift up a little bit on the tank, relieve pressure, and she'll come right out. Next, let's get the center display off the tank. Just a 5 millimeter Allen. Temporarily take off our fuel cap. Go and put it back on. All right, guys, we're getting ready to remove the fuel tank, but before we do that, we're going to go ahead and drain it, because this particular machine has a fuel line here, and then it has what they call a fuel drain up in here. When I disconnect this line, fuel's going to flow from both directions. It's a very strange system. So what we're going to do is disconnect the fuel line here. My assistant here is going to keep it plugged. We're going to plug this in and then connect this drain hose to it. Then we're going to just drain out all the fuel. It's the safest and the best way on how to do this. All right, you ready? Make sure no one's smoking anywhere near you. All right, you ready? All right, let's go ahead and let her drain out. All right, she is finally empty. And you can't see my tank, but there's roughly 5 gallons in there. We were wrestling around with, over 40 pounds worth of fuel. So now we can lift it up, disconnect our fuel level sensor. We can get these 2 vent lines, as well as this tank drain hose. All right, we go and slide her back and lift her off. Dealing with a empty tank is a whole lot easier, not to mention a whole lot safer. So I definitely recommend draining it. All right, next let's go ahead and get this cover off. Behind it is going to be thermostat housing slash drain bolt. And it's just a bunch of 5 millimeter Allens. Go ahead and remove your filler cap up here. And the drain bolt is actually hidden right back here. And this will drain the whole system. Now it's got a crush washer on it, so if you take it all the way out, make sure you don't lose it. But I just want to make a quick statement about just how toxic radiator fluid is. I mean, animals, kids, anything like that, it tastes sweet to them. And believe me, it is extremely toxic. I mean, if they drink it, it'll probably kill them. And we don't want that to happen. So make sure you keep an eye on this until you put it into another container and then take it to your recycler. All right, let's continue. Your reservoir is actually hidden behind here. So a couple of Phillips. And there she is. What we want to do is take this whole reservoir off, take off the siphon tube and drain it. To get it out, we need to get these 2 Phillips screws broken loose so we don't strip them using an impact. Makes life a lot simpler. All right, disconnect your top hose. Go ahead and move your pan over. We're going to get that bottom one pulled. And just pour out. All right, everything's drained out. So let's get this reservoir tank reconnected. And remounted. Get your little rubber grommet up top, or rubber washer, then the mount. And then we can start the refill process. All right, before we refill, of course, let's go ahead and get our drain bolt back in. Make sure it still has its crush washer. All right, now we can start to refill. The system holds a little over 3 quarts, so it's 3.3. And this type of coolant, it's ready to use. It's already at a 50-50 blend, so you don't have to cut it with any type of water. It just goes straight in. All right, let's go ahead and top off that reservoir. Then we can start to bleed it, and then I'm sure we'll be adding more after we crank it up. We'll put some fuel in just a temporary container and run it for a few minutes. All right, when you're doing this, make sure that you block off what they call the fuel drain line, which also heads up to the tank. Otherwise, it'll spit it back through. All right, at this point, leave your radiator cap off. Go ahead and start her up. Start adding fluid as it drops. Still some voids to be filled inside of the engine. Like I said, probably want to let it run for about 2 or 3 minutes. All right, she's obviously still full. So that should be it. All right, guys, you noticed that as I was doing that, I revved it up a few times, and that's actually per Honda's recommendation, because they pretty much say fill it up, leave the cap off, let it come up to operating temperature, that 2 to 3 minutes of runtime, then pop the throttle a couple of times, and they say that's it. So that's what I went with. Well, all that's left now is just to put it back together, which is basically just the reverse of what I did to take it apart. Well, listen, if you need any of the parts that we use, particularly this HP coolant, come find us at Partzilla.com and we can get you taken care of. If you have any questions or comments, just leave them in the section below and I'll do my best to answer them. And until next time, we just want to say thanks for watching.